watching KTVE NBC 10 News Today.
President Obama delivering his final State of the Union address to a joint session of Congress last night, where he talked about a lot, including the economy, climate change, national security, divisive politics. Joining us now in response to the address, Representative Bruce Westerman of the 4th Congressional District of Arkansas. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, good morning. It's great to be with you.
Well, that list that I just mentioned, the president described as the 4 major issues he feels America has to address over the next decade. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think you have to back up and look at what the president said, and I found myself asking myself, how much of this can I believe? And he talked about gun control, and we know that every time he talks about gun control, Americans go out and they buy more guns. He talked about national security, and we look at his record over the time that he's been in office, and we see where he's drawn lines in the sand that he moved. We see where he's negotiated deals with Iran that didn't pass Congress. We see the rise of ISIS, and the words sound good, but to me they're a little bit empty when you look at the actions that go with his words over the course of his service.
All right. Now, he also talked about gun control, even leaving a seat open next to the First Lady to represent victims of gun violence. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, he's talked a lot about gun control since he's been in office, but as I said before, every time he talks about gun control, America's response is they go buy more guns. If you want to look at part of the economy that has done well under President Obama, it's been the sale of guns and ammunition. That has skyrocketed. I have more guns in America than we have people in America, and every time the president starts talking about gun control and infringing on people's Second Amendment rights, people in the United States go out and buy more guns and buy more ammunition.
All right. Well, what is something you want your constituents to know after listening to his address last night? People here in Arkansas, any message for them?
Well, I think everybody has to do what I did as I listened to his address, is how much of this can I believe, how much of his actions back up the words that he said, and I came away from it that his words were empty. We need strong leadership. We need to address the real problems in our country. He talked about a strong economy, but the numbers just don't show a strong economy. We have more people that have left the workforce than ever before. We need to do something to get our debt under control. We have to address our security issues. The last poll I saw, about 2/3 of the people in America didn't think that we were doing all we needed to do for security. So these are the things that Congress is looking at, and we just hope to next year have a president that will work with us to get some of these things accomplished.
Right, and that's my next question, actually. He did touch on the presidential race coming up. What are your thoughts on the race to the White House?
Well, it's obviously still early in the race. We should start knowing more as Iowa has their caucuses, and then New Hampshire and South Carolina, and the SEC primary throughout the South. I think the field will start narrowing, but we really need somebody that understands the issues and that will be committed to work hard to address. To me, one of the biggest issues we have is our national debt and our deficit spending, and it's going to take a concerted effort between both chambers of Congress and the President to get this under control. President Obama's budgets that he's presented grow the debt even more than it's grown under him. So we need a president in office that understands the seriousness of this, understands that the Congressional Budget Office says by 2025, the largest single expenditure of the U.S. government will be interest on the debt. We've got to reverse those trends and get America back on the right track.
All right. Well, if anyone wanted to take a look at any more you had to say about this, they can always head over to your website, right?
That's right. It's westerman.house.gov. We're also on Facebook and Twitter.
All right. Thank you so much for talking with us this morning. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for having me on, and good morning to everyone down in South Arkansas and Louisiana, and I hope y'all have a great day.
Yes, you too. Thanks again. And of course, we are going to have all this information on our website as well, myarklamiss.com. We've got more coming up.